Okay, welcome to our advanced training, Friday advanced training on Credit Lending Machine. We finally got our webinar working properly so that you guys can attend today. What I'll be going over is the affiliate lead finder feature in the system. This is a very powerful marketing tool. This is a very powerful list builder. And it's something that I encourage all of you guys to use, because one of the best ways to generate clients, leads, is through affiliates, mortgage brokers, real estate agents, car dealers, etc. And what this is going to do is really help you have an organized, targeted approach to going after mortgage brokers, real estate agents, etc. So I'm going to jump right into it. We'll go for probably 30-35 minutes of standard training where I'm taking you through the system step by step. And then I will start to take some questions through the chat area in the Google Hangout. I'll do my best to answer as many questions as I can. Please try to be very detailed in your question when you chat, because remember, I'm not necessarily looking at things from your perspective. So just try to be detailed in your question, and I'll do my best to answer your question. All right, so let's go ahead and check out the affiliate lead finder. So we'll just go right to our quick menu, click on affiliate lead finder. It's going to open up this system here. Looks like a whole bunch of stuff. I promise you it's very simple once you know how to use it. And so the first thing we're going to do is first we're going to locate the state that we want to start to build our affiliate list that we're going to market to. In this case, let's go with Arizona, where I'm at, since I know the different cities and so on here. And now I've got, what this has done is brought up the state of Arizona and all cities in the state of Arizona. What I'm going to do is go over here. If I want to find, if I want the cities sorted in alphabetical order, I'll just sort by city, and I'll scroll up to the top, and you'll see every city with zip code and county are listed. You'll notice that you got Apache Junction here 5 or 6 times because there's different zip codes within that city. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pick out a city that I want to potentially search for mortgage brokers in, or car dealers, whatever the case. So let's go ahead and go with Apache Junction. Doesn't matter which one I select. I'm just going to pick Apache Junction by highlighting it here. And I'm going to go up in my little search word box, and I'm going to type in, what is it I'm looking for? Mortgage brokers, right? And then I'm just going to hit search word. And what this is going to do is it's going to search for every mortgage broker, everybody that's listed as a mortgage broker in the city of Apache Junction, so that I can start to build my list. Okay, so the system has done its job. It's found every person under that listing. And now I can go through and just one by one open these up and import these contacts right into my system on the right here, so that I can either call them, or I can send out mailers, I can email them. It'll be based on the information that I have. So let's go ahead and go with, let's go with this one, since it looks like this one's kind of a smaller company. Maybe there's some personalized information. I've got a phone number. I've got Insight Mortgage Lending LLC. I've got an address. This could be something I use to build a list for outside sales reps. I want them to go knock on these people's doors, call them, stop in, introduce my company, whatever the case. But what I'm going to do is I'm now going to import this information right into my software so I can build my list quickly and efficiently, going from one to the next. So I'm just going to highlight it, right-click, copy. Okay, and then I'm going to go over here. We've already got this template right built in the system. So I'm going to go over to the right where it says Z+4. And you'll notice a menu comes up. It says Import from Google Maps. So I'm going to go ahead and click Import from Google Maps. and it just pulled all that information that I highlighted right into my system right here. Insight Mortgage, 4455 East Broadway. There's a phone number, etc., etc. Now, a couple things that I can do is, you notice there's no first name, last name, so it's just a company information, but I do have a phone number. I can have, right now, I can call this person, I can call this company, try to get a contact, maybe try to set up an appointment, introduce my company, whatever the case. If I want to do that, maybe I have a sales script that I want my people to use. Well, and now I should have imported some sales scripts in here for this presentation. Unfortunately, I didn't. But if I had, I can go right here, right on the same tab, and go to telemarketing. And all of these buttons up here are scripts or potential saved scripts that I can click on. And let's just say this was a script that my person can read when talking to whoever they contact at Insight Mortgage. It was all on one screen. It's conveniently created for you guys to write on the fly, import this contact, go to your little script to introduce your company, try to create an affiliate relationship or an opportunity for an affiliate relationship with just a couple clicks. When I'm done, I can move on to the next one. So let's go in and pull this Kent Martinson. So let's go here. Boom. Again, copy, imported. I can call this guy, again, go to my script. I can have multiple different scripts listed here for my salesperson or my headhunter, whatever you want to call them. The other cool part about this is, again, I'm creating a list. Well, if I want to be able to kind of name this list so that later I can pull it up in my software with one click or one quick search and pull up all the records that I just imported, I'm going to want to label this system somehow, okay, in a searchable field. And so referrals related to what they do and keywords, these are all searchable fields. And what I've done is I've created a one-click grouping that says Chandler Mortgage Mailer List. In this case, it's Apache Junction. But if I had done my Chandler search, that's what I would do here. Let's just go in here and create a new one, a new snippet here. We'll add something and we'll call this one the Apache Junction. Okay. So now I've got my Apache Junction list, and I can go right here, click on it. Now, when I'm done building my list, whether I'm calling them right on the fly, whether I'm just building this list so I can send out mailers or I can send out an email campaign, whatever the case, I can easily find this list later on when I want to maybe pull up those addresses to send out a mailer. Let's do one more, and I'll show you how effective that is, finding that group. So I'll copy, Z+4, import from Google Maps, boom, it's in the system, okay? And now I can just go here and group it. In fact, if I click on referrals right here, shift click, it'll set that Apache Junction list as my default when I click this button. So we'll do one more. Doesn't hurt to show you guys this guy a couple times. We'll do the next one on the list here, Capstone. All right. Okay. Phone number, website, everything, copy. Whoops. We'll import. And now because I clicked that, I made it the default, I can just click this button, it automatically adds it. So now it's sorted, okay? So now that I've created my little list of people, of mortgage brokers, let's go back to my system, okay? And let's say I've gotten everybody that I wanted in Apache Junction. Well, now I want to search mortgage brokers in whatever the next city is. So I'm just going to go city by city. I don't have to go find that city on my list. I can literally click the next button here, it'll automatically skip right past all the Apache Junction cities to the next city. And I can start to build my list for Arivaca, Arizona, whatever city that is. Never been there. But again, look at how quickly and easily I can build a list of people to market to as affiliates, as mortgage brokers, real estate agents, car dealers, all inside my software. This is an insanely powerful tool, okay? Let's go back and I'll show you what it looks like now that I've grouped those people. So we'll go to the contacts area, and now I want to find that list. So here's Capstone Mortgage. Remember, I made it Apache Junction broker list. So now when I want to find everybody in that list, I just do a search. Apache Junction broker list. Okay. Here's the 3 that I brought in. So it brought that list up for me. Now I've got that list. I've got addresses. I can now, if I want to, go to my list, copy their address, export their address to a list, send out mailers. I can go visit their website with one click and pull up more information. Maybe I can get their information. And I'll drag this over so you guys can see it. Okay. Go to their website. Okay. Maybe I'll do it internal so you guys can see it on this screen. Boom, I go right to their website. Maybe I go look and find loan officer information on their website if I really want to get specific. The bottom line is I have now quickly and efficiently and strategically located mortgage brokers, real estate agents in a specific area with just a couple clicks inside the system. Okay. This is probably one of my favorite features because this does not exist anywhere else in any other system. And again, you guys saw the power. If you guys have people that you're hiring to do this, to just build lists all day and call, or you've got salespeople, you want them to generate their own leads, that can be really difficult. Well, you've got a tool now that they can use to generate their own leads while in the office and call those people on the fly. Because again, I can just go here, search, I pull up this guy, Chad Mellon, I go to my little telemarketing script and I read the script that you guys have told me to read if I'm one of your salespeople. I can even have multiple scripts. You can say, look, if it's the owner, use number 1. If it's just an answering person, you need to get past the gatekeeper, use script number 2. And they can click from one to the next, as you guys can see here, to use the proper verbiage that you want them to use. Okay. So that's the affiliate friend find, or the affiliate lead finder, and you guys see it's extremely simple. Put in your state, find the state. So we'll go to Florida, find the state, and actually we'll, okay. Here's my state. Again, sort by city if I want to go alphabetical and I want to start at the beginning and go to the end, whatever the case. Pick any city. Okay. Go up here, search. It's going to find me mortgage brokers in Apopka, Florida. All right. So one more thing. One more thing I almost forgot to show you. Here, let's go back there. Actually, let's do this. Let's go. I want to show you guys how to attach an auto messenger directly to. So let's go pick an auto messenger. We'll just go with this one. And we will go to the affiliate system, affiliate lead finder. Do our little search. And let's see. And see how I have an auto messenger here? I have a little screen here. It says auto messenger. So right from here, I could have an email drip campaign. So it's going to take me there. And I can choose the one I want to do. So credit tips. And I believe I can just assign it. And I can even say, who do I want this to come from? Maybe there's somebody specific in my company. I want this auto messenger, this email drip campaign. I want those emails to come from somebody in my company. In this case, I'll just do it from myself. Okay. So now look what's happened. I imported Chad Mellon here. I added him to this email drip campaign right from this screen automatically. And if I want to make this even quicker, so I don't even have to go back and forth and go find that credit tip, see these little shortcuts here? I can assign this auto messenger to one of these shortcuts very easily. Okay, so here I've made it number 4. Okay, it locates it, it brings it up, it assigns it. So now when I go back in and we go to another contact, you'll see what I'm talking about. So I almost forgot to show you guys this. I'm glad I remembered. All right, so let's go to the next contact that I imported, Capstone Mortgage. Okay, now I can click the number 4, say myself, and you'll notice it just added that auto messenger to this contact record. What that means is the 50 email marketing campaign or the 10 email marketing campaign that's meant to passively contact this record. I just clicked one button, added that drip campaign. So now this email is going to go out to this record as long as there's an email address, right? I don't have one here, but I go find an email address, add it in. Bottom line is this is super convenient, super efficient way to start building lists, sending out emails, sending out mailers, calling them directly, using telemarketers or you yourself, introducing yourself over the phone, and getting their email address live, and then one click adding them to an email drip campaign. So that way, even when you're too busy or unable, they're getting marketing from you. They're getting your brand. They're getting your credit tips that you send out to mortgage brokers, whatever it is. This is an insanely powerful, insanely cool tool that I can't get enough of. I just love this thing. So there's your affiliate lead finder. I've kind of covered most of the tools and features it has. I really recommend you guys start using it right away. Next thing on my little list of things to show you guys is, let's just take a quick look, okay, is the auto messenger system itself, how to build auto messengers, how to kind of automatically have them get triggered based on certain statuses or levels that you have for your people. So a lot of times when you're doing marketing, you'll consider somebody a lead, you'll consider somebody a prospect, and then a client. You can consider somebody hot, cold, warm, whatever terminology you want to use. So first I'll show you how to build your auto messengers. I'll show you some of the auto messengers that we've created in our system. So the first one I'll show you guys that we built is our no contact drip. No contact drip is a one that I created for clients or leads that have come in for our service, but for some reason we've never been able to get a hold of them. We've called, we've emailed, we've left messages, and now my salesperson isn't going to keep chasing this person. They're not responding. Maybe they're busy, maybe they're out of town. We want to move on, but we do want this person that did initially show interest in our product and service to keep getting something from us, to keep getting correspondence, so that when they are ready, when they are interested, they know who to call. We're there, we're in front of them. Okay, so my no contact drip, basically what you'll see is I've got different emails here, okay, that are going out on different days, and I try to be strategic with this. So the first one is right in the subject, this is an email template I created. Right in the subject, it's got their name to get their attention. I'm trying to reach you. This is my subject. Here's kind of my email that's going to go out to them. Okay, and the way you build these, and I'll start from scratch and show you how to do it. But the way you build these is you want to kind of imagine kind of a sequence of events in your head a little bit. Try to put these emails in a sequence that makes sense. Whether it's you escalating your attempts by getting more urgent with your message as time goes on, or maybe your autoresponder is meant to kind of send out a feeler to go, all right, what's going to intrigue this person to get them to call me back or to email me and say they're interested? Well, what are my benefits? What are the things that I provide? What are hot buttons that I provide to people that I can use to kind of probe and see what's going to get these people to call me back? So my strategy is typically this. In a no contact drip, my first one's going to be, hey, I'm trying to reach you. I'm usually going to say something like, hey, you showed interest, you contacted us. This isn't spam, basically. Trying to get in contact, you haven't had a lot of luck. Is there a specific time you want to talk? If so, it's easy to schedule calls with me. Here's my little link. In the meantime, here's some benefits and some information on my company. This is meant to kind of get them intrigued about our software, what it does, what we can do for them. I list the support level that we're going to provide, how to make additional income using some of our other resources. I'm trying to hit different buttons that might intrigue them. Maybe software isn't a hot button for this person. Okay, well, I'm going to list some stuff, but then I'm going to go, hey, maybe your big hot button with us is support. What kind of support am I going to get? What kind of stuff can you do to help me with my business? And then the other one is, hey, guess what? We've got other ways you can make money. By the way, I was just informed that you guys should, on your little screen, if you can, click on the YouTube icon, because when it opens up, the quality of our video is a lot better when you go to YouTube. So if the quality of this video is not great, click on the YouTube icon. It just improves the resolution of this webinar. So thank you for that. Anyways, kind of showing you guys my methodology about building these email templates and then what order to put them in, that kind of thing. This is my first attempt. So what this is doing in this autoresponder is one day after I put them into no contact, or one day after I apply this auto messenger, this drip campaign to their contact, to that person, this email is going to go out. The reason I wait one day is because typically I've made a phone call to them right then and there. I left them a voicemail, and I probably manually sent them an email saying, hey, just left you a message. I've tried to call you a few times, hit me back as soon as you can. I'd love to show you our system. Something straightforward and easy. So I want to blast them the same day. So one day later, this goes out. Okay? If their status doesn't change from no contacting, and I'll show you where to do that, then 3 days after this email up here, 3 days later, this email is going to go out. And this is important links, benefits, and pricing on our system. So I'm going to show them videos on our system. I'm going to give them some visual things to look at. 3 days after this one, I'm going to send them a tagline that maybe separates me from other software companies. In your case, credit repair companies, something that may separate you. Hey, how'd you like to work with the best credit repair specialists in the country? Or, hey, how'd you like to only pay for credit repair when we get results, because you guys are a pay-per-delete model? Hey, we're an attorney-based credit repair service. How'd you like to get the services of an attorney for less than $99 a month, or whatever your tagline is? But that's what I'm doing here, okay? And I'm literally breaking down to these guys the fact that we're the only credit repair software company out there that offers the ability for you to have actual ownership, for you to own your software. Everyone else is a perpetual lease. I'm not saying that's bad. It's just we provide the option of a lease or ownership. So that's this is a nice tagline to get people to respond and at least read my email and go, oh, that's interesting. Maybe I should look at those guys. Then I throw in a credibility builder 5 days later. I'm looking and searching for different ways to try to get these people to call me back. Okay. This one here, for example, is maybe you're a pay-per-lead company. Let me hit them with something, how to quickly invoice clients, because I know this is a pain point for people that do pay-per-lead. Invoicing and billing your clients, that's a pain in the butt. So guess what? I made a quick little video, which you can see the video link right here. I made a quick little video on how to quickly invoice clients using our pay-per-lead feature. Well, guess what? They click on that and they go, oh my God, that saved me tons and tons and tons of time. All right, that's it. I'm calling these guys. I'm interested. That's the point of this drip campaign, okay? So that's my methodology behind building an email drip campaign, is I try to put myself in their shoes. I try to imagine different ways, different pain points of the clients that I'm trying to reach. I try to hit them with subject lines that might pique their interest to get them to read the email. And then I try to put the content in the email that might help them with that pain point, or at least get them interested enough to reach out and ask me questions. If I can get them to do that, I've won. I've done my job. And the beautiful part is this is all happening automatically behind the scenes. I forgot all about this person. I've moved on. I'm calling people, dealing with clients that have called me back, and this thing's doing a bunch of work for me. Okay. Now, the next level of this is having this autoresponder, this auto messenger, triggered automatically based on a status that me and my staff are putting a client's record into. So I can assign that right here. I'm going to show you where that is real quick in the system. So let's go to a sample record here. I've got 8 pretend records, sample records. We'll go to my famous Apple sample. And right now, let's say she's a lead in my system. I've already got her in no contact. Look at that. Let's use a different one so that we can use, we'll go to Sandy McCain here. So I've got Sandy McCain. She's a lead in my system. My people have left her a bunch of messages, sent her emails, whatever. And I want to change her status, okay? You guys can control the contact status, what is in the dropdown, from the setup area. I'll show you guys that later. If you got questions how to do that, let me know, but it's really easy. But let's just say your guys' status is our new lead, contacting, engaged, no contact, etc., etc. So it comes in as a new lead. When it comes in as a new lead, my people call it, they move it to contacting stage. The reason they move it to the contacting stage is it's their way of claiming that lead, that, hey, this isn't a brand new lead, nobody's called or emailed. This lead is now being contacted. I haven't spoken to them, but I have made attempts to call them. That's kind of my purpose behind this status. Engaged means we've spoken to them. Engaged means we have either they've responded to my email, we're engaging in some type of conversation, I spoke to them on the phone, whatever the case is. Here, let's get rid of this for now. And anyways, as I move people through these stages or these statuses, I can have different things automatically trigger based on the status of this contact. So I don't have to have my salespeople remember to go add an auto messenger. I can literally automatically make it happen. Now the only thing my salespeople have to do is remember to change the contact status. If they can't do that, then they probably should go get a new job. That's my way of looking. This is very simple. If you cannot remember after you call Sandy to change the status from new lead to contacting, then you don't pay attention to detail. I don't want you working for me. Anyways, let's say Sandy McCain is somebody that we've called and called and called, and I put them in no contact status. Well, right now you'll notice nothing really happened. I just put her in that status. This is a way for me to search her out and find all the people that are in no contact. All right, that's great. That's not that powerful. But what happens when I go into my auto messenger system, okay, and I tell my system, I want you to automatically, see it says triggered when contact status is, automatically trigger this auto messenger when the client status is no contact. Okay? I might be having a little issue here. Let's see. Only one guy, yeah. All right. Okay. Anyways, so we've got that in there to be triggered. Now, yeah, I don't know why there's, let's use a different one for now, I guess. Let's say, I think it's because I haven't it tied to something else. But anyways, let's say not qualified. All right, for now. You guys will get the gist. So now that autoresponder will automatically kick in when I put the person into not qualified. And it'll ask me, who do I want this auto messenger to come from? Who do I want to assign it to? In this case, the default is self. Okay. So I click self, and you'll now notice down at the bottom of my screen it says no contact drip. It's showing me that it just added this contact record to the no contact auto messenger. When I hover over it, you'll see that it says assigned auto messengers, if any, is no contact drip. So now I know there's an auto messenger assigned to this client that's going to go out automatically. I changed their status. I can now move on to another record knowing that this person's going to get emails designed to get them re-engaged. I'm going to go back in, unassign this because I really don't want that to be the case. And I think, let's see, the reason I was having an issue is I probably have an auto messenger that is probably assigned to that status. So let's just go through and look. Okay. And I'm going to go clear that auto messenger, which I can do right from her record. Down here, I can hit the C right here, which will clear that auto messenger from that current client. So if I don't want that on, I can do that. Okay. So I'm going to go back and show you that one more time just so we can double cover it. I've got my no contact drip. If I want this thing to be triggered by a specific status, I can select that status here. And I'm still getting that error. And I think it's because I have it assigned somewhere else. But anyways, it works really well. I use these statuses automatically to trigger auto messengers, to trigger specific tasks. I'll show you that next in the workflow. And it automates processes in my system so I can have standardized processes. I can be assured that leads are being called. I can be assured that leads are having emails sent out consistently. I'm not relying on people in my company to remember to do these things. You know, people don't do it on purpose, but they get busy, they forget to do things, and now I've got leads, I've got clients falling through the cracks, not being communicated with. Okay. Next thing I'm going to train you guys on, then I'll open up for questions, is the workflow manager. Okay, this is a really powerful tool as well, and this is another way to kind of automate or create a business flow or a process flow inside your system. Okay, so it doesn't matter what contact I'm on, it doesn't have any impact when I access the workflow manager, because this is a global thing I'm creating. And in this case, I've got quite a few in here. Again, I do a lot of it based on the status that the client's in. Now, this isn't going to be triggered based on the status. It might be a neat feature for us to add, but right now you're going to manually add them to the workflow. Once they're added to the workflow, this whole thing's going to run. So I'll just give you kind of an idea of what a workflow looks like. Let's go with this one. So this one's called Engaged, and it's specifically for Chad. The reason is some of these emails are these email templates. Even though they're templates, I have used specific links that are for me, like to schedule time with me, that kind of stuff. So I've made sure that this workflow is named for Chad versus the generic one I have. This one is generic, which means it'll work for all of my agents, because the email templates that I have going out in this workflow are, as you can see, are marked as generic. They're not going to have something specific to a specific agent. Okay, so let's use the generic one actually for this example. What you guys see here in this workflow is that when I engage this, when I activate this workflow for a specific contact record, one day after it triggers, one day after I connect this workflow or activate it for a client, this email template is going to go out. 2 days afterward, and you see when I hover to show me the date based on if I activated this thing today, that this action would happen. These events are going to take place. Now you'll notice I've got emails, but then I also have a task. And this task is a reminder to my salesperson, whoever it is that assigned the workflow to the contact, whoever that person is, a task will be created for them to call and follow up with this contact. So let's go build one real quick from scratch. The way you do that is go over here to the Add button, and I'm going to hit New because I'm creating a new workflow. I'll name it Advanced Training Test. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give this action a description. And let's assume that basically what we're doing with this workflow is maybe this is a new lead that comes in, and I want a specific set of actions and a specific process to be followed when a new lead comes in or after a new lead is contacted. Let's do that. Let's say it's a new lead, and one of my salespeople called and left a message or put this client into contacting status. All right. So I'm going to say the first step after they put it in contacting status is add to training. So I'm going to give it a description. Then I'm going to determine what type of action it is. Is it a task? Is it an email, an autoresponder? Is it a text message that's going to be sent out to the client? Is it a whole group of tasks, which is a whole nother training for you guys? We'll keep it as a task for now. And then I want to type the content of the task, what the task is going to say when it pops up for my agent. And I'm going to probably say the same thing. And we'll say, or let's do this, high priority. Can't spell, but you guys get the picture. Okay. Then I'm going to say how many days to trigger this task. Well, in this case, I want it to happen pretty much right away. So I'm going to keep it at 0, same day. And maybe I want it to, there's two things I can do with the agent field. I can leave it blank like this. If I leave it blank, it's automatically going to default that task to the person that activated the workflow, whoever the agent in your company is that added this workflow to that contact record. However, if I want it to be a specific person in my company, because that's their job, they are the ones that do this task, right? Then I would add a person. In this case, because it's adding them to the workflow, it's kind of a bad example because they have to add it to use it. But my point is, you leave it blank. Now let's add another step to this workflow. Okay, and maybe this is an email that I want to go out. Okay, so I'm going to go back. I'm going to show you this. I added a step. I changed the type to email. And when I do that, it's going to ask me, well, which email template do you want to send out? And I'm going to send out the About Us email. Select. So now it's got that email template in here assigned. I can give it a description. And I can say, man, my typing today is just tremendous. Okay. And I want that to happen on day 0 as well. And I want it to come from the agent that assigned the workflow. But this next step might be, let's think of a good one for somebody in no contact. Here, maybe it's reach out to the affiliate that sent lead. Okay, and it's a task, but I'm going to have a specific agent. Maybe I have a retention manager in my company, and his name's Johnny Agent. I want him to do this. I want him to do this one day after I've started this workflow, and I'm going to give him specific instructions here. Call affiliate to inform them that maybe you guys are really have a really close relationship with your affiliates. I know when we ran a credit repair company, we would, after multiple attempts without anybody calling us back, we would actually call the mortgage broker, the real estate agent that sent us that contact, or email them and say, hey, we've been trying to get a hold of Johnny or Lisa Lead here. She's not calling us back. Maybe you can try. And you guys would be surprised at how many times that mortgage broker would get that person to call me right then and there, and I'd sign that client up. And a lot of times it was maybe they meant to call you back and got busy. Maybe it was they didn't recognize your number. Well, they recognize their mortgage guy's number because they want to buy a house from him. When he calls, they're going to pick up. He can go, hey, what the heck? I sent you to my credit repair people. You told me you're serious about buying a house and getting qualified. They've called you for 2 weeks. You haven't responded. You need to call them right away, or tell them that you're not interested, and so I can move on and they can move on. You'll be surprised at how many people respond to that. So anyways, here's my little workflow. Okay, and maybe I add one more step, and that step is they get added to an autoresponder, and it's the no contact drip. And that happens at day, 3 days from this being triggered, or 10 days, or whatever you want. And again, the emails from this autoresponder can come from, by default, the agent that assigned the workflow, or I can have it come from somebody specific in my company. Boom. Okay. Once I'm done, I don't have to save this. This thing's ready to go. Once I'm done, I've created my little workflow. Okay. I'm going to go back, and now if I want to assign this workflow to Sandy, I simply go right here, and you'll see when I hover, it says workflow assignment. And I'm going to locate which one I want to do out of all of my little workflows here. So I'm going to go to the advanced training test. I'm just going to hit this I button for insert. Hit insert. You see it check the box. Now she's added to it. If I want to go review her specific workflow, I can go here. I hit go. And you'll see it's assigned to Sandy McCain. And you'll see the dates on which things are going to happen. And you'll notice that if I look at these dates and I go, yeah, I don't want that to happen on a Saturday. Johnny Agent, he doesn't work on Saturdays. The 26th is a Saturday. I'll move that to Monday. Right? Well, if that happens, I really don't want the autoresponder to go out the same day. Or maybe I do. It doesn't matter. I want it to go out on Thursday. Thursday is a good day for autoresponders to start. whatever. Okay, I can adjust this workflow on the fly for this specific person. Okay, maybe they've told me they don't like getting emails. Maybe they don't like getting text messages. Okay, well, if that's the case, I can go omit that step on the fly right now, or I can just mark it as complete. That way it doesn't happen, and I don't have to delete that specific step. Maybe I pause it by doing this. Okay, whatever I want to do. When I'm done looking at it, I can either just go back to the contact record, and this thing will trigger on its own at a specific time, and I'll show you how to set that time, or I can trigger it right now. Say, put this bad boy in action, let's roll. Okay? So let's go back. I'm going to go back to the workflow manager, and there's one thing I didn't show you that I want to show you, is right here. Trigger after. So I can set a specific time that I want this workflow to trigger. Trigger after a specific time. So, and this is military time, by the way, so you probably go like this. AM. Whoa. Okay. Anyways, I can put my time in here, have it trigger. I can even type it in after 8 a.m., right? And each one of these can trigger at different times. So I can set this one to be at a different time. Not each step. That was a mistake. Not each step, but I believe I can do it different in each workflow. Let's see. Nope. Maybe we'll change that. But the point is, you want to have your workflows trigger in the morning, at night, probably not while you're working during the day. Because if you have 100 of them, 200 of them, it can slow your system down. You know, if you've got a huge database of clients, you want these things triggering probably before you come in, after you come in, and you go home. So I usually do something like this. And we're good. Okay. I've got Sandy McCain here on this workflow. Now, I can go here and I can remove her from that workflow just as easy as I added her. I can also add her to another one, so she can be part of multiple workflows at the same time. I'm going to go ahead and delete that so that she's not part of that workflow anymore. And I'll go back. Really a really neat feature. One thing I didn't show you guys is the text messages. The fact that you can also, one of the types is text message. So you can also have this thing send out a text message, like need docs text message. So maybe the workflow that you create here is chasing for docs, chasing this person for their proof of address, proof of social, et cetera, et cetera. So the system's going to send out on day 0 right away a text. I put it in here, and I'm going to have it come from my processing agent or my processing manager. The text is going to go out. It can be personalized to them. Okay, if the template is personalized, I'll add another step. We'll send out an email just in case they check there first, and we'll send the same one, but we'll send it as an email. Go out the same day. It's going to go out from Jenny. Add another step. This one's a task. See, my typing is wonderful. My caps lock is on. Okay, and maybe this one goes out 2 days later. And maybe it's somebody else in my company that performs that task. Because Jenny's busy, so Chad does all the follow-up calls. Okay, really kind of a neat feature, neat system. And I'm going to go ahead and delete this because I don't want to use that workflow. All right, let me see if I've got some questions here. Let me pull up my Google Hangout stuff and see if you guys have got some questions. And I'm going to check my chat as well. Hopefully it's enabled. So go ahead and hit me, guys, with any questions you got, any you know, areas of the system that you may want some specific training on, some things that maybe you guys saw when I was going through the advanced training and you want me to kind of give you some further detail on. By the way, if you guys don't know how to do that, in the Google Hangout, I know you guys probably, we sent you over to the YouTube, but if you're in the Google Hangout, on the left, there's a little bar that pops up, and there's a chat button, there's a Q&A button. You can ask questions right there. You can chat with me in the chat box, and I'd be happy to answer your questions. Okay, let's see. Looks like I have some stuff being typed, just waiting for the question. Can the system trigger text messages when letters get printed? The answer is kind of. What I mean by that is you can create a workflow. You can create a workflow telling the system to send out a text saying letters printed or whatever the case, but your people, in-house people, will have to trigger that when that action takes place. So when they print letters in the system, or if we print letters, for example, we send you guys an update every time. If we're doing the processing, you'll get notification that we printed letters, we updated your client file, all that good stuff. At that point, it's very easy for you guys to either add them to a workflow or add them to a different status. You know, you could say letters printed status as a secondary status, because that can be a trigger as well. So you could have a status here that's printed, letters printed. You could have that either trigger a task to send out an email or a whole group of tasks, or I'm sorry, a text message, or this could create a reminder automatically to add them to a workflow that says letters printed, and that workflow could have the instructions to send out the text automatically. Something you can do on that note in the system, if you've set up your Twilio account, which is super cheap, it's $1 a month for a phone number, and then it's 0.075 cents, less than a penny per text. And you can also manually send out text messages right here. So I've got Sandy McCain. I want to send her a text. If she had a mobile number, let's just stick a number in there. If there's a number in the mobile field and I click here to go to send a text, it's going to open up a box where I can literally text her, you know, a manual message right on the fly for this contact. Hit send. Do I want to send it for the current client or a selected group of clients? So I could even send it to like 10 people at once, that same message. I'm going to hit, now it gives me an error because that's not a real number. If I put a real phone number in there, it'll text it. And it's instant. I mean, I test this thing, I use it, it's freaking awesome. It literally sends out the text instantly. When I send it, I hit send. If I'm on the phone with the person, I can hear their phone buzz immediately. So very, very cool. So I hope that kind of answered your question. I know that it was a kind of answer, but the point is that our system isn't going to trigger a communication when letters print automatically. which might not be all that bad. When letters print and something goes out automatically saying letters printed, maybe your processor printed but went, oh, wait, I got to reprint, or wait, we made a mistake. Let's go back. We didn't mean to print. Let's reprint letters next week, or whatever. Having that level of automation a lot of times can create headaches that you don't want, or send out messages that you don't want. There's no way for you to stop them. So our system has kind of a semi-automatic way to do it. If you need specific instructions on or help on how to set something up like that, you can always call me directly. Let's see if I have any other questions or comments here. Questions. Boy, you guys are quiet. I got a lot of people on here, but I don't see any. Oh, okay, hold on. Yeah, okay, so I got a question on the workflow and billing. Kind of the same thing, guys. You kind of want to use your imagination here with the workflows. The question is, how do I use the workflow to bill my clients? Well, it's not really that hard, but if you've got your people set up on like a merchant with a merchant account and an auto subscription or something like that, that system's going to do it for you. But if you're talking about invoicing, something like that, again, you can just create a workflow, name it invoicing, and then create the steps that you would do on your own manually, and the things that you want the system to do, and just add them as steps in here. Assign those tasks to a specific agent if there's somebody in particular that you need to do that task. You know, maybe this one is done by Thomas, this one's done by George, this one's done by Chad. You can do that right here. So the answer is you can use the workflow to do just about anything in the system. You just have to kind of use your imagination a little bit on how it would work well for you, and how it would help you and your staff kind of stay on task and not skip steps. And also how you can use the system to automatically send an email or a text message on billing, for example. So let's say you had a status in your system, and that status was, let's do a secondary status for now. No payment, right? And that status automatically triggered an autoresponder, or automatically triggered a task group. Okay, I'm not going to go into this task group stuff too much because that wasn't really on the agenda, and this could be a whole training on its own. But what can happen is an entire checklist of steps for your people to follow can pop up automatically. So I'll give you an example of one we actually have, which is New Lead. New Lead comes in. It's going to create a checklist of things that I want that salesperson to do the minute they put that contact in that status. Okay? And here's the checklist. It pops up. These are tasks. Add sales source to contact record. All right, there already is one. It came in with one. All right, check. That's done. Next, call to make initial contact. Okay, I called. Done. Notate the results of the call. Done. I did that. Set follow-up. Okay, I did that. Add to workflow. So if you had a status that was no payment and it popped up a little checklist like this, one of the things it could say is add to NSF or non-payment autoresponder, or add to workflow. And that workflow could have a series of tasks, emails, text messages that take place every time somebody doesn't make a payment to you. So you can integrate these systems together to really build an internal workflow, an internal process or set of processes to keep your people in line, to keep your people doing what you need them to do to really efficiently run your business. And I'm going to clear these out so I don't have these actual tasks that I need to do. Let's see, I'm pretty much out of time. See if I got one more last minute question here. All right, I don't see any. Guys, I appreciate your time. I appreciate you guys being clients or potential clients. If you have questions, if you want to see any of this stuff in more detail, you can give me a call, shoot me an email. Here, we'll just go to my record in the system. My email address is chad@expertcreditsystems.com. You can also call me direct, 480-374-1266. I'd be happy to help. I'd be happy to answer questions. Thanks, and have an awesome day. I'll also, by the way, send out, there should be replay links for this webinar. So hopefully I will be able to send out a link to you guys that you can use to re-watch this, pick out little parts of this training for your specific needs. And I hope you guys got something out of it. I hope you guys use the Affiliate Lead Finder to build your business. Have an awesome day.